Day30. If you've been on this journey with us for a while by now, you've got a good rhythm of spending time in God's Word every day. If you're new to the challenge, just keep at it. Build that rhythm, work at that discipline. It is going to become a healthy habit really quickly. Mark chapter 2. Jesus is back in Capernaum. Capernaum is sort of the headquarters of his ministry. It's where he stayed. Mark is demonstrating to us what Jesus does a lot more than he says. Mark is about action. Mark is about movement. We saw yesterday, Mark is about urgency. He is about immediacy. And so we don't see in the book of Mark these long sections of teaching that we find in, for example, the book of Matthew, but we do see Jesus doing a lot of things. There's teaching as well, make no mistake, there's lots of teaching, but not to the same extent that we see in Matthew. In this chapter, Mark is establishing Jesus' authority. We saw at the end of the previous chapter that Jesus had authority. He taught as one with authority, and the people marveled. We see that often in Mark as well. Mark doesn't give us the answer. He leaves us with a question in people's hearts. They say, "Who is this man?" And they're astounded often. They kind of leave either with a question or with some exclamation of, "This is different." And so Jesus taught as one with authority. He had authority over the demonic realm. He had authority to forgive sins, which the Pharisees and the religious rulers of the day, they were freaked out by that a little bit. He had authority over Sabbath. Jesus is Lord of the Sabbath. And all of these are just illustrating that Jesus is this king, this main message in the book of Mark. We see the first signs of tension between Jesus and the Pharisees building here. The Pharisees, who were the religious rulers, they were in the temple. That was typically the Sadducees. The Pharisees were in the synagogues, out and about in the towns amongst the people, and they kept law, not just the law in the Old Testament, but hundreds of oral laws that they had just accumulated together as an idea of what worship should and would look like. And Jesus calls Levi. Levi is also Matthew, who wrote our previous book, the same guy. He calls Matthew to follow him, and then he goes to have a meal in Matthew's house. And there he dines with sinners. Some translations say notorious sinners. Jesus was comfortable with sinners. And the Pharisees, they couldn't understand how Jesus, this rabbi, teacher, how he could be comfortable with people who, according to their laws, were unclean. But that's such great news for us, because you and I, we are and have been unclean, and Jesus is comfortable with our sin. He has come to cleanse and to wash it away.